Friday evening brings Aduni to Obaro's penthouse, carrying more than just her usual anticipation. In her purse, alongside the now empty spice jar and her carefully maintained composure, she carries documents that could fundamentally alter her marriage if discovered. Divorce papers, prepared by a lawyer who asked no questions and accepted payment in cash. Not because she's decided to leave her husband, not yet, but because having options has become as addictive as Obaro's carefully crafted meals. The papers represent possibility, the chance to choose satisfaction over security if she finds the courage to prioritize her own desires. Obaro greets her wearing casual clothes that somehow manage to look more expensive than formal wear. His smile carrying the particular warmth reserved for someone whose appetite he's come to understand intimately. But tonight feels different, charged with the weight of decisions that extend far beyond evening consultations. "You look like a woman with something on her mind," he observes, offering her a glass of wine that tastes like it costs more than most people's monthly salary. "I've been thinking about last week's conversation," Aduni admits, settling into what has become her usual chair. "About satisfaction versus security, about who I want to be versus who everyone expects me to be." The kitchen fills with the sounds and aromas of Obaro's preparation, something involving multiple proteins and what appears to be several international influences. His movements carry the confidence of someone who knows exactly what effect each ingredient will have, not just on flavor, but on mood and desire. "And what conclusions have you reached?" Aduni reaches into her purse and places a legal envelope on the counter between them. "That I want options, real options, not just the illusion of choice within acceptable parameters." Obaro glances at the envelope but doesn't touch it, understanding immediately what it represents. Divorce papers? Prepared but not filed. Ready but not executed. She takes a measured sip of wine. "I wanted to know what it would feel like to have a real exit strategy instead of just fantasizing about escape." The honesty creates an intimacy that goes beyond their previous physical encounters. This isn't just about culinary seduction or sophisticated arrangements. This is about a woman fundamentally reconsidering the architecture of her entire life. "How does it feel?" Obaro asks, beginning to plate the first course, something that looks like art and smells like temptation. "Terrifying," Aduni says immediately, "and liberating and completely overwhelming." She accepts the plate with hands that shake slightly. "For the first time in 15 years, I'm not making decisions based on what other people expect from me." The meal progresses through courses that seem designed to encourage increasingly honest conversation. By the main course, perfectly prepared fish with plantain and a sauce that somehow captures both comfort and sophistication, they're discussing territory that neither anticipated exploring so quickly. "My husband noticed I've been different," Aduni says. "More present during conversations, more interested in my own opinions, less concerned with managing his mood and schedule." "How did he respond?" "Suspicion, mostly. Questions about where I've been spending my evenings, why I seem so satisfied, when I haven't been particularly attentive to his needs." Obaro pauses in his eating, recognizing the complexity of what she's describing. His consultations are designed to awaken appetite, but awakened appetite inevitably affects all aspects of a woman's life, not just the carefully controlled environment of his penthouse. "Are you ready for those questions to become more direct?" he asks. Aduni considers this while tasting dessert, something involving chocolate and exotic fruits that somehow tells a story about desire and consequences. "I'm ready to stop being afraid of them," she says finally. "Whether I'm ready for the answers I might have to give, that's different." The documents she signs tonight are unlike anything from their previous encounters. Comprehensive agreements that acknowledge the possibility of her arrangements with Obaro extending beyond discreet consultations into something that might fundamentally alter her marriage and social position. "I want to try something different," she says as the evening draws toward its close. "Something that helps me understand what I'm capable of when I'm not constantly calculating other people's reactions." "What did you have in mind?" "A weekend," Aduni says, the words carrying weight that surprises them both. "Somewhere discreet. Somewhere I can discover who I am when I'm not the director's wife, or the charity president, or the perfect Lagos socialite." The request represents a significant escalation from evening consultations to something that could reasonably be called an affair. But more than that, it represents Aduni choosing to prioritize her own desires over social expectations for the first time in her adult life. "That would require careful planning," Obaro says. "Discreet locations, believable cover stories, arrangements that protect everyone involved." "I know," Aduni replies. "That's why I brought these." She produces additional documents from her purse. Travel authorizations, medical conference registrations, charity event schedules that could provide cover for extended absences. As she prepares to leave, signing agreements that acknowledge the unprecedented nature of what they're planning, both Aduni and Obaro understand that they're crossing into territory that could either liberate her completely or destroy everything she's built. "Next Friday at 6, Obaro says. "Pack for 3 days. Tell your husband you're attending a women's health conference in Abuja." "Next Friday at 6, Aduni confirms, though they both know she's confirming much more than travel arrangements.